Hello, I want to do a very simple, short comparison on some frame sizes of various revolvers that people would consider to be carryable. I don't want to talk too much about sights, barrel lengths, cartridges that they hold, capacity, this and that, trigger pull. Uh, that's a lot of content, and I'm sure you can find that information elsewhere. What I just want to talk about is carryability based on size and weight. There's not a lot of information out there about J frame versus the Ruger SP101, Smith and Wesson K frames, the Colt, the new Colt lineup with the Cobras and the King Cobras. So I kind of want to cover all of that. I'm a revolver enthusiast. I have a number of revolvers. I like carrying revolvers, and since I own a couple that would be good choices for carry, I would like to line them all up, talk about them, and help a potential buyer choose, at least help them choose what revolver might be a good choice for them. Uh, there's not a lot of information on there. There's not a lot of photos and videos showing direct size comparisons, and it's when you look at separate photos, it's pretty much impossible to determine the size or weight or compare different revolvers to one another without actually seeing them side by side and hearing somebody talk about them. So I want to cover some of that. Basically, what we have here. First, we have a Smith and Wesson J frame. Let me adjust this a little bit. Maybe you can see that a little better. Smith and Wesson J frame airweight. It is by far the smallest and lightest of this group. Second one, we have the new Colt Night Cobra, a little bit larger, definitely heavier. We have the Ruger SP101, which is almost identical in size to the new Night Cobra that I have. Besides the grips, which obviously are interchangeable, you can get any size grip you want. The guns are almost exactly the same frame size, almost exactly the same weight. The differences between the two, as far as that's concerned, are minimal. Like you wouldn't know the difference between the two. Over here we have the King Cobra, which is almost exactly like the SP101 and the Night Cobra. The frame is a hair heavier, a little slightly more robust. Obviously, the grip is a little bit longer, uh, more for more to improve the shootability of it at like the range or maybe in like a combat situation. It does reduce the carryability a little bit. And then lastly, which I would not consider to be a good carry gun, some people think that they are a very small light revolver for some reason, is the Smith and Wesson K frame here at the end. Not what I would consider at all to be a good carry gun. Good duty gun, absolutely. Carry gun, no. It is way too heavy, way too large. Um, yeah, I just put that up there for a size comparison to show that it is vastly, larger than the others. So from the top view, you can see here, obviously, there are different barrel lengths for all of these options. So, don't take that, you know, too seriously here. You can get obviously a K frame with a shorter barrel, or a J frame with a slightly larger barrel. All that. So right here, K frame. I lined all the guns up here with the cylinders pretty much lined up because obviously the cylinders are going to be almost the same size. Where they differ is going to be how far back they go, how high they are, how long, how robust here. You can see from the side here, there's definitely a difference between them. But the J frame is by far the lightest. This is an airweight. It has an aluminum alloy frame. The others are steel construction, so it's definitely the lightest of the group. But like I said, you can get a J frame that's not an airweight, so take that into consideration when you're talking about weight. I do not have a Ruger LCR on the table. I used to have one. I did not like it. I would say the weight is comparable to the J frame. It's slightly longer in the grip area, and the trigger guard would be slightly longer. But it is a very nice carry gun. I carried an LCR for years, but I just didn't like it, so I eventually got rid of it. If I put them here on their sides, you'll see the J frame and the Night Cobra. Not much difference in size. There's some size difference, definitely a weight difference. The Night Cobra, obviously the one on top, the grip is a lot bigger, so that would print a little bit more, but it does fill your hand more. Obviously you can switch those grips out, so yeah, pretty similar in size. Then we'll move up here to the SP101. Get some of these out of the way. The SP101 is almost identical in size to the Night Cobra. Not much difference there at all. Like I said, the barrel is a little bit longer, but that's all you know, a choice that I made when I bought that SP101. I wanted the little bit longer barrel. I like 3-inch barrels, so they probably come in shorter barrels. I'm not completely familiar with their product lineup, but very similar in carryability. You wouldn't know much of a difference between one or the other. Then I'm going to take this away and put the King Cobra next to the Night Cobra. Almost identical in proportions. The barrel's a little bit longer, but the main difference here is in the top of the frame. You'll notice that the Night Cobra is a little bit thinner than the King Cobra. The King Cobra is a little bit more robust. I don't think that affects the carryability a whole lot. It probably makes the gun a little bit heavier, but I don't know if you're going to notice that too much when you're carrying it. Other than that, I mean, the frame proportions in the rest of the gun are unperceivably different or similar. I mean, I can't really tell much of a difference. Obviously, a little bigger than the J frame. Now, where the big difference comes in, when people start talking about the K frames and being good carry guns, that is a lot bigger of a gun than the King Cobra. People think they're the same size based on what they see on the internet on photos, but a much larger gun. I mean, you can get a K-frame like the Model 64 or the Model 10 without sights that make them a little bit more streamlined, without the full underlug barrel, make them a little bit more streamlined, a little bit lighter to carry, which I think would be a definite step in the right direction if you were going to carry the gun, but still they would be a lot bigger than either of these. I'll take the Colts out and put the J frame next to the K frame. Now when you look at that, that isn't a huge difference. So when you're talking about these little carry guns, size definitely makes a huge difference when you're carrying one of these. So the J frame is definitely the lightest and smallest. If I was going to carry any of these every day, I would pick the J frame. If you're talking, I said I wasn't going to talk about ammo capacity, but the J frames only come in a 5-shot cylinder. I'm not a huge fan of that. I wish I had a little bit more ammo capacity. That's why I bought the Night Cobra, because they hold 6 rounds in 38. And that might only be a 1-round difference, but if you're talking percentage of ammunition capacity, that is a big percentage leap in ammo capacity. 1 round could definitely make the difference, 5 and 6. I won't talk about sight options or, you know, the bobbed hammer, because the J frames and the Cobras come in different configurations as far as sights and hammers and grips and whatnot are concerned. So just look at their web pages and you can pick out what you think is best for you. After I bought the Night Cobra, I bought an SP101. I did not buy the SP101 in 38 because to me that doesn't make any sense. If I didn't like the J frame because of its limited 5-round capacity, why would I buy an SP-101 in 38? Because they also only have a 5-round capacity. I bought the SP-101 in 327 Federal, which is a 6-round cylinder, the same as the Night Cobra. So, some would say, well, that's only a 32. But when you're talking 32 H&R mag or 327 Federal, that's pretty comparable to a 38 Special. So, the ammunition is a little bit harder to find, but I have 6 rounds again, so I like that. Also, I take the SP-101 walking around in the woods. That's why I like the hammer here. Now, like I said, you can get them in different sights, hammer configurations, grips, barrel lengths. But I chose the one with the streamlined top here with the exposed hammer, because I like to take it in the woods, take it trapping, take it, hunting and stuff like that as like a backup woods carry gun. So I like the streamline, but I also like to possibly be able to have that hammer option if I need it. Get a little bit more precise shots if you're talking about like when you're going into like trapping and stuff. You can put little 32 shorts or 32 longs in here, make it a good little trapping gun. The K-frame is in, that is not the K-frame, I'm an idiot. Over here's the K-frame. 22 long rifle. That's kind of like a little practice gun that I use at the range. I like to shoot off 22 just to get some range time in and not spend too much money. So, yeah, there they are. That was a little bit of an informal video, but, if you have any questions or whatever, just ask in the comment section and I'll try to get back eventually or whatever. But, check out the websites and look at the different options that are available for all of these, because, if you go to buy the King Cobra, but you want adjustable sights or something like that, well, they make the King Cobra target with adjustable sights. If you want a K-frame without adjustable sights, you can buy like the Model 64. You can buy a J-frame with tritium night sights on the front to make it pop a little bit more at night. All these have different options, but this was just a general review of a size comparison for people that are looking to buy one of these and can't really figure out in their mind the dimensions, because that is a difficult thing. So yeah, I hope this helped, and y'all take care.